awfully quiet out there.
Well, isn't it supposed to be?
Hi, welcome to Pull Yourself to Pieces, the podcast. We're back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we took a hiatus. I was kidnapped. I was stuffed into the back of a 1976 Cadillac
Oh,
sedan DeVille. Yeah,
that sounds like a
and
low-hiatus instead
a
of
what?
hiatus. That sounds like a
Yeah,
low-hiatus
it was the
instead
low
of
point. Yeah,
hiatus.
right. And yeah, I was stuck in there for 3 days, and sadly, there was nobody to make demands to, so they finally realized they weren't going to make any money, and they let me out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, yeah,
And if they would have had a few hours with you in a conversation, they would have thrown you
they
out
would have
of
let me out.
here.
They would have
Oh,
let
yeah.
me out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
a compliment,
And
I guess.
thank you. I don't see how, but thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, so we're back.
It's been about a month.
It's been about a month, and because
Hey, we
there's
had our
nothing real-
anniversary in the break.
Yeah.
Our 1 year anniversary of being
which was when
being on air. I think it was September 12th was actually our first
So-
show.
so we
So-
started this lunacy just slightly over a year ago. Is that correct?
Yeah. And this is our episode 40, which is not bad.
Right.
40
Right.
episodes,
Yeah. If I remember right, sitting in your backyard on Long Island in August, you mentioned about wanting to start a self-help podcast.
Oh, did I?
You remember that?
Yes. It went through
Yeah.
a number of different iterations. Now that I
Did it?
recall that, and
Yeah.
I didn't remember
and
that.
you're-
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right. Self help.
yeah.
You're right.
And do you remember what I said?
No.
I said, "Who are you going to help? What do you know?" I said, "Your job is specific to exactly what you do, and you cannot help a single person with your employment." I said, "So who are you going to help?" And that's when it got
Well, now
quiet.
wait. Why is it
Yeah.
always about your work experience? What if your
Okay.
life experience?
All right. So, out of your life experience, what are you and what
The
are
only
you
thing
an
I can
expert?
help is someone who has anxiety and
Oh.
stress. Like I have the anxiety
And what great
generalized anxiety
advice
disorder.
and what great
basically, not that I
advice.
could help them, but it'd just be like I could
Oh, you
could have
just
compassion.
commiserate.
Yeah, pretty
You would
much.
just commiserate. I see.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be any help at all. Okay.
Not
All
really.
right. I got you now.
Well, we'd
All
be
right.
we could be a what's it called?
a club. You could start your own club.
Club.
Okay. Just trying to make sense of this whole thing.
We could be a therapy group.
Oh, there you go. See, that's something you could do. You could lead a therapy group.
Right. I need therapy though.
This is my therapy. Anyway, so and then
Then you must have missed
suggested-
this for a month.
I
must
have. You
be-
have no idea.
You might.
Oh, I have so much to talk about. But
Do you
anyway,
really?
yeah. So anyway, I suggested that we do a comedy podcast. Remember, and you said
That's
I will
funny.
go. You said I will go and find out what the most popular podcast is, and then you got back to me within a week and said it's a comedy podcast.
Hmm.
And then I said, well, let's do one. And then in a matter of 15 minutes, we came up with at least 20 different segments that we could do.
Right.
We had no content yet, but we had ideas, and
Right.
we just had some ideas. And then everything else was just kind of spawned from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All those early shows have so much segments in them. I mean, we kind of
Yeah.
gone away from that for a while now, and
Yes, we did. And
not that we get any kind of feedback on whether or not anybody misses
No.
that, because we
No.
our 3 listeners is probably down to 2.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And either they're mute and they can't speak, or they don't know how to type. So I don't know.
although
one of the two.
surprisingly, lately our listenership is a little bit up. I think we have like
Really?
4 listeners now. So
Oh, I see. So we get more listeners if we shut up. All right. So if we don't do a show, more people tune in.
Right.
All right. I got it. Okay. I'm following.
we should
this.
just do a show where we just it's just nothing, just
dead air.
right, the whole thing.
The whole show is dead air. All right.
Yeah, like little bits of like
What?
flatulation and other
Oh,
things.
belching, farting.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah.
Clearing your
I'm
throat.
sure there's an audience for that. If you've got an audience for people on YouTube to watch other people play video games. So yeah, I'm sure
Oh, that one
you and
always
I.
amazes me.
That's truly amazing.
And then
It's
there's
an
what's
what?
funny is like those things are in split screen. So it's like half the screen is what they're playing, the game, right?
Yeah.
And the other half
Yeah.
is their reaction. Like, oh, I got to see how they're reacting to
Oh,
their.
why? I mean, really, if you don't have that much of a life, you have to watch somebody else getting off playing video games. That says a lot. It says more about you than the person playing the video games. Think about it.
It's not just video games that people will watch. I mean, look at how did reality TV become so popular over the last 20 something years? It's because people
That's
like to look at what they think is reality.
that's a
You know.
mystery.
Yeah.
And every single one of those so-called reality shows have been debunked as mostly scripted by the producers, and
Right.
none of it's real to begin with. So you might as well just watch, sitcoms, because if you're going to watch something that's not real to begin with, you might as well just watch a sitcom.
They are convinced that it's real. I know people that no
oh,
matter
that's
what, no, it's real. It's real. You
that's
don't know what
too
you're
bad.
talking about.
Well, I mean, there's a huge contingency of people that watch professional wrestling that think it's real.
Professional wrestling.
Yeah, professional wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an addiction. So I think that's the topic for this week's show, addictions.
Oh,
And I would like to talk about a major addiction that is plaguing this country.
chocolate.
And hey, I'm part of that one. Let's not talk about chocolate.
Oh, so you do have some addictions.
Oh, you should only know.
Oh, maybe I don't want to know.
I'm fighting going to the casino. I'm really fighting it.
Oh, you're a gambling
Yeah.
bug, huh?
I won big
Oh.
recently, and I won big recently, and I seem to be putting it all back. And
Oh, there we go.
yeah, it's just boredom. There's not much to do here out in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah,
but yeah, so I'm no longer going.
because you've been losing. Got it.
I'm losing it. Yeah, I'm losing again. So the odds are not in my favor anymore. So it's not for me to go. It's time for me to stop going.
You think that'll turn
But-
around?
But I'm looking into buying a slot machine on eBay,
Oh, wait,
because
what?
I figured, yeah, I'm looking into buying a slot machine on eBay, because if I buy
Like
it
a
and I
big
bring
size slot machine?
yeah, a full size slot
Oh,
machine, exactly. Yes,
Jesus.
a regular
They
full size slot
sell
machine
those.
yes, they do. They're not cheap, but I look at it this way: I'd rather dump $300, $500, $2,000 in something that is my own money, so that when I hit, it's like, yay! It's like when you crack open a piggy bank you've been, putting into for years. So at least then I can get the
Okay.
bug out of my system when I like to play, because I like to play. It's exciting when you win, and then I'll actually, when I win, it's my own money again. I'm not, but the initial cost is a little high, so I have to weigh whether or not I should
What
just buy
do
it.
they charge for
What?
one of these things? Like $1,000?
I found one on eBay. Here's something really truly ironic. Okay, you're gonna love this. You're really gonna love this. Back in the mid '80s, I went to Atlantic City with my first wife, Donna, and I went into Bally's, and I was there for about an hour playing a $1 to $3 bet slot machine. You could either bet $1, $2, or $3, and I was
Okay.
actually doing okay. Well, at some point, I bet $2, and I hit. The numbers came up just right with wild cards or whatever, wild symbols, and out of the three symbols, there were only three symbols going across. I hit for $2,000
Wow.
on this dollar machine.
Damn.
Ironically, I found that same exact machine
Oh.
on Craigslist today from a guy in Northern Virginia, up around the DC area, and he wants $750 for it. And I'm like, I can go through that going to the casino twice. I'll dump
Oh.
$750 just by playing for a couple hours. And I'm
Right.
thinking, well,
Right.
if I buy it, it's mine, and then I can have it forever, and I don't have to go to the casino anymore, and I just throw quarters in that thing for
Right.
fun.
You don't need the actual casino. You don't need
No, I don't. I don't. Although I,
bells and
although
whistles
the
that are there, the
well,
atmosphere, the
I got it.
people.
I got to tell you, it's like it's an adult playground. It really, for me, it's an adult playground. I like the sounds. I like the smells. I like the flashing lights. I like the colors. I like to hear it when the sirens go off and somebody wins. Look, I don't have a lot going on in my life, so
Okay.
going to the casino is fun.
All right.
So yeah. Hey, are we recording?
I hope so.
Okay, because I'm showing 10 minutes surpassed here, so we've lapsed past 10 minutes, so we must be recording. So
I hope it's recording.
we're actually doing a show, folks. But anyway, so yeah, so I found the exact same machine that I hit for $2,000 on. So I'm
So you're
contemplating whether or
contemplating
not
spending that $750 and bringing it home.
I am. I'm thinking about it. I'm really seriously
right.
thinking about it.
Wow.
But anyway, so yeah,
Addiction.
So it's an addiction, really. It's and it's the type of addiction where a lot of people become terminally addicted and they lose everything. Where you
Yeah.
can't stop gambling. You
I
just have to go
guess-
and
What do you think it is? It's that they're waiting for that next big win.
it's that's exactly right. They're waiting for that next big win.
But
if
what-
you
know what's
if you
funny is,
just
like-
here's the what
It seems like there's really never enough of a win for somebody
well-
who has an addiction.
well,
Like,
that
you know, like,
depends.
5,000, I'll quit.
No,
No,
that look, that depends. Some of these machines pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they post the winners in the casino. There are big screens everywhere that says so and so just won, blah, blah,
Right,
blah. And it's
right.
$130,000 or
Right.
$350,000 or $12,000. I
Right,
mean,
but
you
if
can win.
If you win that kind of money, would you
Yeah.
like kind of retire now from gambling?
I think, yeah.
I bet you
If-
most
if
of them
I-
wouldn't.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. It's fun for me. It's like it's fun for me. So I would probably, out of all that money, I'd put 9/10 of it aside and take a couple of thousand out and go play every now and
And
then
keep playing. Right.
and keep playing. But here's the thing: since I've been gambling, I've actually won more than I've lost. So
Are you
I'm
so
still
sure about
ahead.
that? Have you really kept that good of a
Oh,
record?
no. Oh yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Oh, I'm positive. I'm up about 10 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, between Atlantic City, a cruise that I took, and oh gosh, where have I been? I've been to Delaware. I've been to Maryland. We have gambling right over here, maybe 45 minutes from my house, and there's another one 5 minutes from my house. So
Oh, you
casinos.
must like that one. Only 5 minutes.
Oh my god, yeah, but here's the thing: that one doesn't pay as good as the one that's 45 minutes away.
Right.
It does not
Of
pay
course.
as well. Right. So anyway,
So addictions.
If I hadn't have won so many times, I'd be that person that says, "No, I don't like casinos. I don't like to go." And I've heard that from lots of people who have gone.
That's me.
Right, and who haven't won a thing, and they've
I've
laid down either
Won
$100
almost
or
nothing.
$200.
Almost
Yeah,
nothing.
and so right. So for you, it was not a good experience. Where
No.
for me, it's been a good experience. Like I said, I've won,
Yeah.
and when you win kind of big, it's very exciting, and you think, "Hey, free money." But
guess so. I can't relate, but I see what you mean.
right,
Yeah.
you see what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's look, there are men who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of a lifetime
And
with
women.
golf equipment and women with golf equipment who go golfing, who stand out on a golf course, and play 18 holes, and this is fun for them, and they think of nothing of spending all this money because it's something that gives them joy. It's a hobby. They have fun with it. Yeah, this could be a great hobby, but I'm thinking more now that I would do better by just by having a slot machine in my home and playing with my own money. It would be the same. It would be
And
the
that would
same.
fulfill the addiction without
It would.
really.
It would
putting yourself in a hole.
fulfill exactly. It would fulfill the addiction. Would give me something to do when I'm bored, and when I win, it's like yippee! I won
Okay.
my money back.
Yeah.
So addictions. So this show today is about addictions. So let's talk about
Chocolate.
the
Oh, sorry.
no. Let's talk about the biggest addiction that I say is the number one addiction in this country at this very moment.
Oh, sex.
That
Oh, sorry.
is cell phones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sex.
No.
Cell phones,
Cell phones. I
specifically
think
smartphones.
Well, smartphones, iPhones. I mean, there are still flip phones. I see these commercials on TV because I don't have television, but I when I watch movies, I watch channels where I can stream, and the channels I watch to watch movies have to show commercials. So I get stuck watching the commercials.
Right.
And I see this new Galaxy flip phone. It's like $5,000, but you can
Is
fold
it?
it.
Oh my god.
You can fold it, and I'm like, seriously? You can fold it, and that's why you're going to spend this kind of money? I mean, my little smartphone cost me $35 when I bought it. I mean,
Right.
that's a bargain as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and
Right.
it
No,
does
no,
everything.
yeah.
And
It's not
and it
unusual for people to spend $800 to $1,000 for a phone.
right,
It's crazy.
which
Crazy.
I find ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I could spend that in a casino. So our priorities are all are all dependent on
I don't
what
think
we.
the addiction is actually the phones. The addiction is what's happened to the phones. Look, a phone
Right.
as a
Yes.
phone is just a phone, right? But
Yes,
once phones
exactly.
started to have apps, that's
Right.
where we started to have the addiction. We're
Right.
addicted to the apps. We're addicted
Right.
to what the phone
Well,
can do besides a
I,
phone.
I don't really even think it's the apps. I think what I've seen on television, going back a couple of years when they were talking about Facebook and social media, it's not so much the app. It's this idea that you want to be liked, you want to be popular, you want people to know that you exist, and so you are vocal on social media, and the more likes and followers you can attain, the bigger your sense of self and ego is satisfied. And I think
And
that's the addiction.
possibly financial gain, depending on how popular you
Well,
are.
right,
That can
if
happen.
if you're
But
an
how is that different
influ
than it's always been that way? Haven't people generally always kind of wanted fame and fortune? I mean,
well,
it's
some, not
well,
everybody, not
well,
everybody seeks fame and fortune,
well, I think
but
a lot of us do,
well,
but you don't think so. I think a lot of
I,
us do.
I, that's not something I seek. I don't seek
You're a
fame and
rarity.
fortune. I am.
You're a
I
rarity.
am. But
That's one
again,
of the reasons why social media is so popular. It's because
but you know what's
it gives you the possible fame,
you know
okay,
what's interesting?
and maybe fortune can come from it.
You know what's interesting? I don't seek fame and fortune, but my professional work history is as such that I have built some amazing furniture back in the day that have been in people's homes and are probably still there. And so my legacy will go on from that. And the fact that I, remodel homes today and a lot of what I do is the type of thing where it will, as long as people own their homes, that'll still be there. So fame and fortune, yeah, I do get paid for what I do. And yeah, you could say that what I do subconsciously, I guess, feeds that need for fame and fortune. So I guess I don't seek it in other ways. I guess what I
Okay.
do
Okay.
or have done in the past satisfies that need subconsciously. And I guess I'm just saying it right now and just realizing it here on this show
Hmm.
that maybe that's why I don't seek fame and fortune. I mean, this podcast that you and I do is probably the most out there that I've ever been. Granted, I've also been the lead singer for a band, and I've been on stage in quite a few places, and I enjoy singing. But
But
again,
did you
it's
that voluntarily, or did you actually get paid?
yes, I got paid. Yes, I got
Right.
paid. Well, sometimes I got paid, and other times it was voluntarily. But it's
Oh,
it's
you
the
would have done
joy.
it without
Oh,
without
I sing
the
for free.
monetary.
I can sing for free. I just like to sing, and
Well, we ain't doing this show for money, that's for sure.
that's for sure. No,
Right.
no. We're not making any money off of this thing.
No.
So back to addiction.
Addictions.
So
Right.
I think now I don't really have a problem with what other people do. I'm not the type of guy that will say, "Hey, you can or cannot do this." That's not who I am. I don't care what people do as long as it doesn't interfere with my life. And now this addiction has started to interfere with my life. And I'll
Oh,
tell you how. And I'll tell you how. I'm out and about a lot. I'm in my van or I'm in my car a lot. I
right.
have to drive a lot to get to the jobs that I do. I don't drive to a job and I'm at a job all day and then I leave or work from home. I'm on the road a lot. And I have found now the biggest pain in the ass is somebody in front of me that's got their head in the phone and the traffic light changes from red to green and they're still in their phone. And I have to wait for this
Right.
idiot that's in front of me to wake from their stupor, to stop reading how many likes they have and followers, realize that the lights have changed, and move because I have somewhere to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's not just an annoyance, like you sound
Yeah.
like you're annoyed about it. It's a
Yeah.
danger. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's no
It's
different than
dangerous.
them holding a friggin' drink with one hand, or them,
Ah,
holding a friggin' hero sandwich in one hand. It's no
oh,
different. It's worse than that, actually.
that's true.
It's worse
You
than a
know,
drink. It's worse
look
than
for
food, which is also supposed
for
to be, I think you can be fined depending on where you live,
well,
if you're
let's
holding, food while you're
let
driving.
let's just say for most humans, the mere act of driving probably takes 99% of your brain power to drive. Because I've seen people that
What?
aren't holding.
Wait, what?
I've seen people holding
Wait, what did
cell
you say?
phones.
You think what?
I think it takes 99% of your brain power to drive.
I totally disagree.
You don't think it takes a lot of brain power to drive?
Nope. There has not
I
been
think
times where you got somewhere and you were like, I don't remember even doing that.
yes,
Well, then it
yes,
then it
but
was on autopilot 99%.
it was on autopilot 99%. But I'm not at the same time using some kind of outside stimulus where I'm paying attention to that thing. I'm basically driving. So yeah, if I'm in my own little head figuring out where I'm going and what I have to do when I get there, yeah, I mean we all daydream a little bit, but throw in a device that you have to
True.
basically look at a screen
Oh,
and then
yeah.
navigate
No,
through
it's
with your
horrible.
fingers and drive at the same time. And you
And
know what? Here's the other
yeah.
thing. I'm not too afraid of that because I can drive around those idiots. I am just most upset of having to wait at a traffic light while some idiot still got his head buried in their phone. That's the thing that pisses
Yeah.
me off the
And
most. It's you
sadly,
take
the evolution of those devices has morphed into cars. And I've seen some new vehicles. I saw an electric car, by the way, recently
okay.
that had a screen that was probably like maybe 15 inches,
Yeah.
okay, by
Uh-huh.
probably like another 20
9.
something inches. A huge, giant screen in the middle of
Yeah.
the front dashboard there, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if
And what
that's
was
not a
on the screen?
distraction, I don't know what is.
Well, what's displayed on that screen? Did you happen to know or find out?
Oh, it's everything you can imagine. It's stats about the car, the weather, the map. It's like, everything.
Oh.
It's
Oh, so reading material while you're driving. That's a bad
yeah,
combination.
sure, why not?
That's a real bad combination.
You
You know
think?
you know what's really funny?
No, this
You
isn't
know what's
funny.
really no, you know what's really really funny? Every single cop car that whizzes by you, the driver has a computer directly to
I
his
know.
right.
Yeah.
He's got a computer sitting right there. You know,
Yeah.
he's got one hand on that keyboard
Uh-huh.
because he's typing in the license plate of the person that he's following to find out whether or not that's a felon. So he's trying to drive and he's typing in. So he's basically
No, he's
breaking
not.
the law.
He's looking up who's got nude photos on the internet. That's what he's
You think, or is he playing
Who
solitaire?
knows?
I don't know. All I know is, those guys break the law
He's
day
playing
after day.
solitaire. Is that what he's
Yeah, but those guys break the law day after day. And here, you and I would get a ticket, if we had our cell phones in our hands. So
Yep.
talk about a double standard. So yeah, so that's my pet peeve is, look, when the light changes, go, because I've got somewhere to be. I have a job and my time is precious. So that's my big problem with addiction. And I'm not addicted to my phone. I have maybe 4 or 5 apps on my entire phone, and they are things that I do not have to look at or read unless there's an emergency. I mean,
Well,
literally.
yeah.
I have an Uber app in case I need to call an Uber.
Okay.
I have my insurance app in case I get into an accident by some idiot who's playing with their phone, so I can call Geico and say, "Hey, I had an accident."
Okay.
And I think I
You-
have the weather. I think
Okay.
I have the weather.
So you're real practical. See, me,
Oh,
I have a ridiculous amount of
You've told
apps
me.
on my phone. I mean, insanely amount. I'm actually
yes,
out of
you,
control
you've,
with
told,
it.
you've told me.
Yeah, I do. My phone has basically become my computer. I do my billing, I do my shopping, I do.
I know.
I do my
I'm amazed.
lists. Food shopping list.
Wow.
My to-do list is on there.
Yeah.
My calculator is on there. My, looking at the stocks, looking at the weather, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I said, any account that I have.
Wow.
Hell,
Yeah.
if possible, I would do this show on the phone if the audio sounded good on the microphone. But
Wow.
we have a better sound by doing it the way we do it in the studio.
Yeah.
But
Well, again, you are part of that. You're part of that digital generation. 5 years
Yeah.
younger than me. You're
Yeah.
more in tune to that digital generation where
Yeah.
I'm old school. The phone to me is just a way to talk to people, and I will text occasionally. And thank God I have. Here's the thing: I've recently really just started using the camera
yeah.
on my phone for work.
Oddly
'Cause
enough,
it
I don't use the camera. I don't use the phone. I don't do a lot of texting, believe it or not. Most of my stuff is just for productivity.
productivity.
Yeah. Most of it is.
Right.
I do in the morning, I
Yeah.
go grab my phone. I look at my latest emails to see if there's anything that's important. Someone trying to use my credit card, or a bill that's due, or I do some eBay selling. I'd see if I've sold something on eBay. Then I'll go and check the weather. Then I'll go and check the news. I'll look at kind of like AP News or NPR News. I'll look at the headlines. If it's anything interesting, I'll go and I'll read it. That could kill an hour of time right there.
Yeah.
But I don't
at
think
least.
that's like a waste of any time. It's no different than if I had a newspaper and I was looking at a newspaper, right?
This is true.
So
right.
I'm using it for that. Then I'll
Yes.
try to lay low on my phone and not really go to it or look at it for a while.
Right.
And whether some emails stop popping in. What doesn't help any is it's so easy to have one of the worst things on our phones is notifications. Okay, that can definitely add to the addiction.
Right. I don't have any of those.
Right.
I have no notifications. So
I have quite a bit of notifications on. I have notifications when I use my credit card, when I use my debit card, notifications when I get email, notifications when I get a phone call, when I get a text,
So your phone,
what?
your phone is like a digital Gal Friday. Your phone is like having a digital secretary.
Right.
So
my
you
to-do list is in there, right? I won't
Right.
be able to, if I'm not writing it down, I got to look to it.
Right.
So would I be lost without my phone? Yeah, I'd be lost without my phone.
So you make
It's an addiction,
good use.
right?
Well, you make there you go. But but here's the thing: you make good use of your phone.
I
time.
think I do.
You're not on
game
there
playing on there.
Right.
Game playing is so rare. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not.
Or
I don't want to waste time.
Or sitting there watching YouTube videos, or Instagram stuff, or TikTok stuff. No.
You know what videos I watch on there? I watch videos on there that are needed at the moment. For example, I'm going to go do something on the car. I don't know how to remove a certain thing. I'll watch a video guy doing it. That's when I'll go to YouTube to watch videos. Things that I need. I'm going to be out in the garden. How do I pull that thing out of the ground? I'll watch a video guy doing it, whatever.
You get your wife to do it. No, you get your wife to do it.
Right.
That's how you pull stuff out of the ground. Just like with the roof. You got to do stuff on the roof. Get your wife to do it.
My wife to do it, right.
There you go.
That's because I got a problem with heights. It's really not the height. Yeah, no, it's the height.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's the height. And, looking up even can get me scared. Obviously, looking down is worse. Falling down is scary. Falling up. I don't know. Falling up is bad for me too. I can fall up the stairs.
I would like.
Do you ever fall up the stairs? I fall up the stairs all the time.
No, our father used to do that all the time. He'd fall up the stairs.
I inherited it. It must be something you can inherit. Who knows?
Maybe I've never fallen up the stairs.
Never.
Thankfully, I've never fallen down
I'm a
the
klutz.
stairs either.
That's another thing too. I'm extremely klutzy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I could trip over my own feet.
Listen,
I remember one time our dad, speaking of him, he had made a whole plate of like crackers and cheese and pepperoni, right? This whole thing. And then he went down the stairs or up the stairs and he fell and dropped the whole thing. And it was like cursing for like an hour. It was just hilarious, actually.
That would be Dad. Yep. My luck. Hey, listen, we need to take a break. And
we do?
because I need to talk to you. So we need to take a little break.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right, we'll take a break.
We'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. This is Bill. and you're listening to Pull Yourself to Pieces, the podcast, hosted on Anchor. You never heard of Anchor? Anchor by Spotify is a podcast host platform, and it's an easy way to make a podcast. We picked Anchor because they have everything we needed all in one place. You can record and edit a podcast from your computer or even right from your phone. Then you can have your podcast distributed easily to multiple platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and much more. And did I mention it's free? That's right. Anchor is free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
It's time for Loony Laws of the Land.
All right, and welcome to another edition of Loony Laws. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, another edition. And welcome back to our podcast. We needed to take a break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to go back and listen to what our last Loony Laws were, because we usually go, alphabetical through the 50 states. Right. And the last one was Iowa. So we are into the K's, Ray.
That would be kleptomania.
Yes, kleptomania.
No,
right.
Kleptomania. Right. Is that a state?
Krypton.
Yeah, it might.
The state of Krypton.
The state of Krypton. Wow.
No, we're going to Kansas.
Woo! We're going to Kansas, where Dorothy used to live.
Dorothy?
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Right. But that's where she came from, remember?
So, Loony Laws for Kansas. Here we go.
And when she lived in Kansas, it was in black and white. No color.
Right. Well,
so
let's see if we can find any color in Kansas. So
before you read a thing, I just want to mention that every single law that you're about to read is still on the books presently in the state of Kansas. And
supposedly so, yes.
And you're not making these up. These are real laws still on the books that you could be arrested for or prosecuted for. Correct?
Yes, correct.
All right.
Illegal.
Well, here we go.
In Lawrence, Kansas, it is illegal for all cars entering the city limits must first sound their horn to warn the horses of their arrival.
It's illegal to sound their horn, or you have to sound?
If they don't. When cars enter the city limits, they must first sound their horn.
For the horses.
Coming into the city limits of Lawrence, you got to hit your to let the horses know
that you're coming.
The horses are sitting around
waiting to hear your horn.
The horses just sitting there.
What? And going.
Did anybody ask the horses, you need to make sure you hit the horn? I'm not so worried about horses.
Yeah, what are you worried about?
I think I'd want to hit the horn for a deer.
Yeah.
You know? Horses don't seem like horses seem smart. Nothing wrong with a deer, but horses seem like cows. Horses, cows.
Wait a minute.
They look at a car and they're like, it's a car. That's dangerous. Deers are like, oh, what's that?
Yeah. I don't think cows are smart, Bill.
Really?
I don't think cows are smart at all.
Boy. Why?
I don't think cows are smart. I just don't think they are. I don't see the need for cows to be smart.
Oh my God! Because you eat them. That's what it is.
No, it has nothing to do with it. That's not. No, it doesn't.
You eat them.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with it.
If we didn't eat cows and we ate horses, would you say the thing about horses?
Look, horses have many uses versus being a cow. A cow is just bred for food.
Uses.
Yes, horses have many uses.
So it has intelligence based on its use. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I just don't think cows are smart. I'm sorry. I think dogs are smarter than cows.
I think we should just move along.
All right, next one.
In Dodge City, Kansas, it is illegal to spit on the sidewalk, Ray.
Don't look at me. I didn't spit on the sidewalk. I've never been to Kansas. You can't spit on the sidewalk.
I do.
So where are you supposed to spit? Can you spit on another person? Does that count? If a person is on the sidewalk and you spit on them, is that technically spitting on the sidewalk?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
That's just rude.
That's just rude. You're right. So that shouldn't be against the law. All right. Next. Yeah.
In Derby, Kansas.
Yeah.
You never been there? I've never been there.
Never been to the Derby.
It is illegal, Ray, to pee on the side of a building.
Why do you keep pointing at me every time you say this? It's illegal, Ray, as if I do this stuff.
You know what's funny? It says illegal to pee on the side of the building, but it doesn't say that it's not illegal to pee on the front of the building.
It's fine.
Right.
There's a sign at the back of every building. It says, "Please pee here."
Right. Not the side.
Seriously.
You can pee in the back.
Not the side. Pee in the back.
Pee in the back.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
There must have been an epidemic of people peeing all over the sides of the building.
Sides, right.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. This is a skill. All right.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be illegal.
Okay.
In the state of Kansas,
yes,
it is illegal to shoot a rabbit from a motorboat. If you could do that, you're pretty damn good. I'm figuring while it's going. And the fact that you can see a rabbit from the ocean, what the hell? What kind of rabbits are these?
Rabbits that are water skiing. If you're next to a boat and he's pulling a rabbit on a water ski, you are not supposed to shoot him. Wow. I don't know what to say. I mean, seriously, I thought Hawaii was wacky, but man, I'm telling you, Kansas is taking
that one's a great one. Oh boy,
that's good.
That's good.
And you know why it's funny? Because at some point, somebody shot a rabbit from a boat.
All right, and here we go. Another one it's another skill to me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's illegal. Speaking of the water, it's illegal to catch a fish with your bare hands. Really?
Why should that be illegal?
I know that's impressive.
That's impressive, and I think it'd probably hurt less than getting a hook caught in your mouth.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Really. Wow.
Ask the fish, what would you prefer, a hook in the mouth or two nice warm hands picking you up out of the water? Wow. It's illegal. Again, who goes around checking this? Who has this job? Because I want that job. I want to drive around on my little boat looking for people with their hands in the water.
Okay. This one's bizarre. Like the other ones haven't been.
The rest haven't been?
It's illegal to walk along the highway at night in Kansas without wearing taillights. I did say walk. Okay.
You did say walk.
Yeah.
Without wearing taillights.
What the hell are human taillights?
I have no clue, Bill, at this rate. I
don't have a pair of them?
No, I didn't know I could actually buy a pair of them. So now I'm going to have to go see where I can find a pair.
On Amazon and see if you can find.
Yeah, Amazon. Human taillights. It's specific to Kansas. Wow.
Wow.
Can't walk. First of all, most people, I mean pedestrians, are not allowed on highways. Specifically, you wouldn't want to be on a highway at night and in the dark. And having headlights still doesn't help because you shouldn't be there in the first place. Yeah. So the whole thing is moot. It's a moot point.
Wow.
Yeah. What? You got another one?
Okay. So in Overland Park, Kansas, you may not picket a funeral.
Well, that's just good manners.
Picket a funeral.
Yes, I don't think you should picket a funeral. So that's a good law. I mean, why would you picket?
Why would you?
That's horrible. Right? Why would you? Unless you're one of those wacky religious fanatics.
Oh,
what's that church? The church that pickets funerals. There is a church that actually pickets funerals.
That pickets funerals?
Yes, there is.
What's the complaint?
I don't remember, but it's just rude. West something. I think it's a Presbyterian church.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a church that pickets funerals.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So in Salina, Kansas, Ray, it is illegal to leave your car running unattended.
Really?
It's also probably stupid.
Well,
I'm thinking they're not just. Well, I guess your own driveway, even in your own driveway. Who's checking that?
That I don't know how. Look, that's an infringement on a personal right. If you're on your own driveway and you got if you're warming up your car and it's cold outside and you're in the house, you should be arrested for this. You should get a ticket.
What if it's cold out?
That's what I just said. If it's cold outside and you go to start it up and you you run back in the house, that should not be a law. Because there are many times I've jumped out of my car while it was moving, because I had somewhere to go, and eventually it comes back around, and then I jump back in. But still, you shouldn't be arrested for that. Having your car running without you in it.
Wow. Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Any
So, in Derby, Kansas, it is illegal
Derby
to
again.
hit it. Yeah, again, it's illegal to hit a vending machine that stole your money. I guess they mean hit like with
punch,
foot,
like kick. Yeah.
I was thinking a
Right.
car.
No. Definitely, taking your anger out on the machine. Well, that makes sense because it's somebody else's property, and you shouldn't assault it.
Yeah. Okay, and in Lawrence, Kansas, it is illegal to wear a BEE, in your hat. I guess that must be a problem. People wear B's in their hat.
In their hats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's it bothering?
So let me get this straight. So you're walking down the street, and let's say you're a woman and you have a really nice bonnet, and as you're walking, a bee should happen to land on your bonnet for whatever reason. And if a cop should walk by and see that bee, that woman's getting arrested. Tell me, am I wrong? Okay, just checking.
Out of control. All right, and last one.
Last one.
In the famous city of Topeka, Kansas, we all know that place.
Yeah.
It's illegal, Ray, to sing the alphabet on the street at night.
What if you're drunk? Does that count?
Police.
Can you do it if you're drunk?
That is ridiculous. Was that really that needed to be made a law? And it says sing the alphabet. If I just say the alphabet.
First of all, I'm surprised most of the people in Kansas actually know the alphabet, let alone be able to sing it.
Oh, that's bad. And there you go, Ray. Looney laws in Kansas.
Unbelievable.
Are we going? Are we going to Kansas?
No, thankfully,
I
don't have to go to Kansas. I have no reason to go to Kansas.
All right, me either.
I don't really like corn that much, so no, I'm never going. So.
Oh, that corn is big in Kansas?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, yeah, corn. Yeah, Kansas corn. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, they both start with K. So,
okay.
So, yeah.
And so does Crazy.
Big. So does Crazy. So yeah, it's very popular there.
Crazy Kansas corn.
Crazy Kansas corn, right.
Crazy Kansas corn.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
So, anything you'd like? Any revelations you've had this week you'd like to add? Now you're in the middle of getting over COVID, so you want to talk about what that's like?
I really don't. It's been horrible. So I've almost had 3 weeks of this, and
so you want to tell people that this is real and it's something to fear and to take care.
You know what?
And be careful out there.
I had a home COVID test. I had a lab COVID test. They both were negative, and then I was told a few days later, like, "Oh yeah, you probably had COVID." I'm like, "So all right, okay." So yeah,
Wow.
COVID's real. COVID happens, and it's been uncomfortable. I still have symptoms after 3 weeks. I'm still having congestion, some chest congestion, still coughing, still phlegming.
Right. Peggy Fleming?
I'm still Peggy Fleming. Yeah.
Still Peggy Fleming.
Horrible.
And headaches and fever?
No, thank God, no headaches and fever. That was
no headaches and fever. All right. So basically it mimics a bad cold. For you anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know about where you are in Virginia, but here in New York, we are on super high allergies.
Yeah, ours
season.
Is just starting. Ours is.
So if the COVID thing finished, it could have kicked over to allergies for me, and I wouldn't even know. So.
And I just recently saw that in your state of New York, you have smallpox outbreaks now too.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. Smallpox, because there are some geniuses out there that think that getting vaccinations is bad, that it leads to all types of things like what's that thing? Yeah. Anyway, there's some people that refuse to get the smallpox, and so now smallpox is a thing again. Something that we had wiped out. No, polio. I'm sorry, polio.
Oh God. Really?
There are cases of polio in New York.
Oh, great.
People with polio.
That's great.
Because they're too stupid to get the vaccination.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. And it's all because of too many stupid people. They've come out of the wood.
Stupid people.
Voting Republican. Anyway, so yeah, this is the problem we having. Just too many stupid people.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with them? You can't kill them. What are you going to do with them?
Thankfully, all our listeners are all smart people. Thank you, smart listeners, for listening.
Oh, I hope so.
And we're going to sign off now, and we hope to see you soon.
We're going to see them? How?
I don't know.
How are we going to see them?
There's only 2 or 3 of them, so maybe we could see them.
Right. Oh, well, maybe one day they'll start a fan club, and we'll be able to see them.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be something?
I'm your biggest fan, Ray.
I'm your biggest fan, Bill.
Oh, there we go. That's all we needed.
That's all we needed. All right, y'all be good to each other out there, and see you on the next podcast.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Please check out our website, pullyourselftopieces.com.
That's right.
And you can subscribe to the show in Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Stitcher, and YouTube, or via RSS, so you'll never miss an episode.
And if you enjoy our show, don't forget to give us a high rating.
And remember to tell your friends about the show.
Thanks for listening to our show, and thank you to freesounds.org and Gottlieb, Audio Mirage, Plasterbrain, Cognito Perceptu, FK Prod, Mirage Taser, Shadow Wisp, D-Boss, Viku Seru, Intra Environmental Sound Project, Julian Nicholas, Carmelo Mike, G Kill Hour, 140178 Sound, CMU Sound Design, Alan M.G., Der Super Anton, Eric H2000, Bulbastray, FK Phantom, Ultra Dust, Ada Records, Stuart Colborn, Debroid, Cubidup, GJ, Syntax Seed, Inspector J, Astounded, Madge 061785, Just Invoke, Short Record, Lorenzo Sue, and I'm Mackenzie. CreativeCommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/legal code.